Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 where check this out. I found Argus, the Plague Moon. Check out how cool this Plague Moon is. That's like, as far as Plague Moons go, that's a pretty high tier one. That might be the best Plague Moon I've ever seen. So, we had a plan. We know what our plan was. Our plan was this. Our plan was to go to war with Festimus Glottal and then just run as fast as we can toward the big battle over here. Do I want to? How far are we from unlocking the rest of the pieces of that set we were looking for? It's like way in here, right? Yeah, 5390. We're at 4743. So you know what? It's a lot of distance on the bar. It's not actually that much more favor. And here's how we're gonna get some of it. I don't think there's any reason to do anything other than just like run directly at this battle, right?
Doom is upon them.
Now, unfortunately, this is gonna create a situation where the Ice Princess can just follow us and not have to engage in a battle herself, which is annoying. I think the only thing that we're gonna be able to take here is same as last time. Yeah, it's just going to be the Furies, but you know what? Still, it helps. And I know we're trying to save money and everything, but like, you know what's going to be worth a lot of money? Actually winning this battle. And I assume the battle for the Plague Lord probably also will be positively dripping with chaos favor. Oh, interesting. This time the battle seems to be taking place like in a mountain pass, which I guess makes sense for the terrain. I do think our army is in a slightly worse condition this time. I think last time we were basically all at full health, right? But gosh, I hope we're gonna be okay. I think we can manage. We certainly can manage. Okay, the Lore of Beasts. Charge bonus up. Everybody's immune to psychology, but I think everyone in this battle was already immune to psychology. I don't imagine any of our units are vulnerable to, our units or their units are vulnerable to fear in any way. So this is pretty bad for us, actually. Yeah, this new, this setting is really going to reduce the amount that we can utilize our flanking speed. It is 100% going to be possible for them to just go as wide as the entire area and prevent us from getting around them. So I think we're going to do more or less the thing we were doing before. So to be clear, when we approach behind cover like this, artillery units can absolutely fire up and over, but the benefit of making them do that is twofold. First of all, they suffer reduced accuracy from having to arc the shot like that. And secondly, remember that the way the projectile makes impact actually matters a lot. When a projectile comes down and lands on the troops, it's going to do a lot less damage than a cannonball type shot that just barrels right through everybody. So it's not perfect to approach from behind this kind of cover, but it's helpful. It's certainly something. As to what to do with these units, I think I want them totally in cover, like as hidden as they can be. If we put the Chaos Furies too far forward, I'm worried that they'll just get grabbed by the enemy's plague drones, and Chaos Furies won't last 10 seconds against plague drones. But I guess I could put them way over here. We could have them just rush forward into harassment mode on a soul grinder. They'll basically be throwing their lives away, but they're not my troops. I don't care about their lives. And then on top of that, you know, obviously like slowing the enemy down at all has some value. It's like preventing them from facing us while we approach, because we do, again, have to approach. We have the significant downside of being the ones without the ranged units. Alright, let's start it like this. So, as ever, y'all just, like, roll up to cover. Actually, you know, we're not going to stop at the cover, though. Roll up all the way to combat mode. I think I might wait a minute before revealing the troops from these trees. I don't want to wait too long because obviously we have to get there within a reasonable amount of time. I'm going to move you up to cast spells. And like, I want to go mess their lord up really fast, but we do have to be a little bit careful. We definitely saw Iglixis get overcommitted last time. And since we have no flank to set up here, no like attention to draw away from a flank, I think we probably want to be a little bit measured about our approach in total. Like the way the melee move up is going to matter a ton.
And he is great and terrible.
Okay, so they are bringing the drones across.
Divine dogs.
My plan here is just to drop a good whip and then run. Let's try to lead them just a little bit.
Onward then.
Okay, that's a little bit of damage. I gotta remember, the whip goes off really, really quickly relative to most spells, and I don't need to lead it very much. Trying to find the correct approach for these poor Chaos Furies that doesn't lead to them getting shredded by the drones. I will say that the enemy is being remarkably circumspect with their ammunition. Very, very careful with it all. Okay, but here it comes. This is where it's gonna get ugly. So I'm gonna run you up alongside because you're gonna need to give some damage resistance to our troops here. Alright, I hope that counted as going up before that spell hit. Let's drop another whip. This time directly on top of stationary troops. And as we're making contact here, it is probably time to start moving some other stuff up. So let's bring the drones up. I wanted the drones to be like way back because they're pretty, even though it's hard to shoot aerial units with artillery, the drones are large aerial units that are not like particularly fast. You know, they're like, sorry, they have 94 speed. They're fast moving, but they're not very dodgy in their animations. So I was afraid it might be a little too easy to shoot them. It looks like I maybe needn't have worried though. I guess each one of them seems to have fired like a shot. So I am going to bring up the first unit of Furies. The first unit of Summoned Furies. We're just going to start making some noise here. And I am going to move the cav and the faster infantry in now. My biggest concern here is we don't have as much melee, like as much good melee as they have. So we're going to commit our troops to this side, and then they're going to have the ability to kind of come around and do an enveloping flank. And I'm trying to keep some stuff in reserve here to counteract that move, if they do indeed make it. Oh right, sorry. I had you all set to move up and then stop. I absolutely want to engage. It is to our benefit to start spilling blood here. So that is a group of Nurglings. Yeah, we can have these Chaos Warriors pushed that way. Like we kind of want the spear guys to just move right in and start hitting monsters, right? If we can catch the monsters on the spears, we want to do that. But they're going to need backup. Shooters are in position. Let's start ripping up the beasts of Nurgle just as much as we can here. Can I give you orders yet? No, not yet. All right. Seems like a lot of the artillery monsters are looking at Iglixis, which is great news for us. I think Iglixis is just going to drop right into melee here. I don't think we want to be too fancy about this. And let us get our stolen Chaos Furies in as well. I'm leaving myself in a position here, basically, where we're going to backcharge their melee as they make contact with us, but they still have all this stuff over here, so they can respond by backcharging our flankers. And I kind of don't care because it's Chaos Furies, but like in general, I don't know that this is a great plan. Not great for the survival of your troops anyway. Where's the third unit of Chaos Warriors? You don't have a proper target yet. Maybe it's more like you attack here, you attack there, and you try to fan out and find something else to do battle with. Or maybe even just like move here and try to eat the flank. Not that we're certain the enemy's going to actually perform one. I kind of think they might be holding this stuff in reserve just for catching my cav, which is like, it's a weird move. Otherwise, I don't know why those things aren't moving in already. I still think shards are probably bad. This is going to go off real soon. I'm probably going to cast Acquiescence somewhere here. I might just have her... You know what?
My pleasure.
I might just have her try to barrel through. Okay, so the Chaos Furies are now actually back here. You hit that. You hit that. Just break stuff down. That Beast of Nurgle's got to go. Ooh, she is actually taking a huge amount of damage. Way more damage than I was expecting. So I want to nuke the stats of the good anti-infantry monster. I don't know, it kind of seems like they're just going to let me run charges against these troops over here. I will do a face-to-face charge. I am not broken up about that idea. I guess they're hoping to take advantage of their, like, their plague grenades a little bit. Maybe? Can't imagine what else they're doing. Okay, that was pretty bad news. I want her to get behind and start doing flanking stuff, but she took a lot of damage there. Who is getting... Spears. Spears are getting the big buff. We need the spears to be in there and doing their jobs, and they need to focus on scary monsters. Spears against monsters for sure. Okay, Chaos Warriors are doing their thing. Iglixis is taking a bunch of fire. Should I have Iglixis go over here? Actually, yeah. Iglixis can duel the their plague drones of Nurgle in the air in a way that's very productive, so that when our plague drones show up, they're freer to move around the battlefield. And y'all will get here when you get here. Keep it up. I believe in you. Maybe we do need to buff his speed back up a little bit. You know what? My plague drones of Nurgle can get in on that.
The aesthetics are lethal.
Pull you back. There's kind of a lot of fire going on here. Ugh, I'm waiting for this to resolve.
I can't stop.
Okay, so we got the speed reduction thing. I think we'll probably wait for second tier. I'll just drop a whip shot here. Yeah, she's taking a little bit more damage than I would like. Oh, okay, so their plague drones are basically dead already. Iglixis shows up. You know, when Iglixis makes contact, the texture of the battlefield changes some. So I might have the bloodletters, like this side has completely shattered. Let the bloodletters just go ahead and do this. So these exalted plague bringers have done a lot of damage to us with their damn plague grenades. Their anti-approach crack grenades, which are doing just wonderful work. There's not really anything I can do about that. I think you can probably back off and hit these pox riders so that they're not getting their... They don't get to take advantage of their anti-infantry bonus for very long, on account of they will be dead. And yeah, we're not doing this. The Curse of the Slug is inappropriate for the moment. On to pleasure, of course. trying to run her around to a position where I don't think she's gonna suffer.
Demon Prince!
This will be exquisite. Delighted.
I will not just stand in melee with you. I'm gonna run over here and help on this side. That's what I'm gonna do. There we go.
Supple servants of Slanesh, come to me. Demonette of Slanesh, suffer.
All right, she can work them over.
Of Slanesh.
We can have some cavalry fall back here. Some stuff is going slightly awry. It looks like we're mostly winning on the melee front. Let's get the plague drones over here to help with this unit of plague bearers that are going to overwhelm us. We're taking a lot of damage this time, a lot more than we took last time, it feels like. But I mean, last time I had better envelopment, right? Actually, maybe just get down and do that. I think Glixus probably ought to stay right where he is. This is probably the best spot in the battle for him at the moment. Those things are going to get chopped up. This is like... My poor Seekers are suffering terribly. Yeah, those charges were really rough. Do I want to... You know what? I'm gonna blow up their stats a little bit. Let's just try to get ourselves in a position where we can stand and fight them a little.
Glorious degradation.
Okay, this time Magma Storm came up while the enemy still has units. And so I think perhaps we can make a thing happen this time. Which means I end up probably sending you into a slightly different position than I had predicted. You know what? Just go annoy that. Just make that thing not shoot at us anymore. I think that's probably good. I don't think we need ranged fire focused over here. There we go. Chaos Furies will hold this thing in place while the rest of us chomp on it.
The Prince of Chaos rises.
That's good. Okay, Fecundity's actually pretty good. Let's go Fecundity on Spear Troops. And that should spread to a lot of friendlies very quickly. Ulot can break for that. Yeah, this is almost broken. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty happy with... I mean, happy's a strong word for my position on our Aluris's health, but, you know, we're doing well enough anyway. Time has come to splatter their lord.
George's free kiss. Sensuous diversions.
Okay, they're starting to shatter real bad.
Delightful. I see.
All right, cav out. I
Can't stop.
overestimated perhaps.
Send this champion of chaos! Marauders of Slanesh!
There's one unit of Marauders of Slanesh, or there's one unit of Plague Bearers of Nurgle, rather, that's still relatively healthy. That's got to come to an end. And then, you know what? We lost a unit of Cav.
To pleasure.
I think all the Cav can bail, though. I don't think they are necessary anymore.
Supreme demon!
Bonus weapon damage. Do we have... How are my spear troops doing?
Endless
You know,
craving!
they could be in worse position. Or worse condition. Let's get spear troops over here.
The pangs of suffering!
Yeah, this one has definitely hurt us more than entities cannot die. Let's just throw up some additional security. I want to keep that unit of Marauders alive. She can come back in here and nuke some stats.
Marauders!
You know, those plague bearers before our marauders have time to die.
Fresh souls.
Okay. Well, that was definitely more of a mess than the last time. But we got him. We are absolutely going to need a turn or two here to replenish, and I don't know for sure how well the Ice Court army is going to follow us. I think it's a big danger. It super sucks that we actually lost a unit there. I don't know if we even have access to the... While we're in the replenishment stance, we usually are able to recruit, but I don't know if we will have access to our global replenishment pool here in the Chaos Realm. Because how would the troops even reach us? Given what all we broke there, though, I'm expecting we will receive at least, you know, a reasonable amount of favor. God, it's really frustrating that they had that army respawn. Like, if this army had respawned one turn later, I feel like we could have gotten out of here and not had to deal with it. Okay, yeah, 5,800 favor, a little bit more glory. Glory and favor are totally different things that I never get confused.
Demon Prince.
All right, we are full sprint
Will be slain.
out of here. And hopefully Katarine just does not follow us very closely.
Chaos incarnate.
So I have 2 skill points. We're very close to being done with having skill points. So, got to decide what else do we really want. I think Unholy Resilience was a really good pull. What else could we still grab? It would be possible for us to get into this box. We couldn't get here. We will only have 3 more skill points in total. So, what's worth having? Recruitment cost down feels crappy. Hero success chance across the whole faction up by 12% is maybe interesting. Grimy terrain is making my whole army really buff against attrition. Actually, you know what? We're going to take all of this. I know it's not super relevant for this, for our time in the Chaos Realm right here, but it will be relevant later in the game, probably. We're going to have to go through, you know, other places where we are not wanted and so on. And you... Do I want to pick up weapon strength or HP? I kind of feel like weapon strength. Percentage-based increases in weapon strength on combat heroes are pretty significant. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. We'll probably end up maxing out both of those skills before she hits max level, but that's where we'll start. Alright, I'm still cool with Falco just sitting here. Well, should Falco just sit here, or does it make more sense to go somewhere else? Nah, let's just sit here. This is a fine place for a rest. The tranquil gardens of the Doomkeep. Oh, actually, 16k. We have enough money to buy that upgrade. So no hero actions then. That said, we can still position our heroes. Okay, yeah. We're dead broke, but we're finally getting... it's going to be 5 more turns before we can actually recruit soul grinders. But that's going to be a big deal for us. And I didn't really have a sense of how Glory was going to gate our access to troops. So, like, it is certainly not ideal that it took me this long to get a big recruitment building to its maximum level, but we wouldn't have been able to recruit the troops from it all that much earlier. So, okay, she's still moving in replenishment mode, which is really good news. So we will have a turn here where we can take half of a normal move, stop and replenish, hopefully hire in new troops to replace some of the lost, and then take on the final battle after that. Oof, Grease's Gold Tooth is going to put us on some time pressure, though. I have no idea how difficult to expect this battle to be. And I don't think it's impossible that we will find that we just can't do it with our army as damaged as they are. Because we're going to get a turn of replenishment. Like, we're not going to come out of that in that great of shape. You have a defensive alliance with most of the major... You know what? That's fine. I do not think we are suddenly going to need to go to war with the Magothkin. But yeah, like I was saying, Iglixis is going to be in great shape. The rest of our troops, I honestly don't know. If we can convince the Gardener to come out and just do like a one-on-one, just face me in the cage, then I think we'll be fine. Otherwise, we could be in a lot of trouble here. Hamathane Frost is going to start this again. This in our hour of need. You know, when Iglixis comes back from the Chaos Realm, he's going to be really mad. I think it is possible that the other forces around here don't realize how much trouble they're going to be in if I don't constantly have 5 Ice Court armies bearing down on me. Although, I mean, once our time in the Chaos Realms is over, I'm sure we're going to have to deal with Katarina. Oracles of Sinch got a soul. Okay, that's their second, though. Could be worse, could be worse. Alright, let's see. So I need to maintain 50% movement.
Cannot be stopped.
I'm going to take one step under what we should be allowed because I've definitely had the game get me on some weird rounding bullshit before. Okay, so we do have access to our normal global recruitment pool. I mean, a lot of our troops are going to be in really, really rough shape. I think it behooves us to combine our units of Marauders.
Serve me. Serve chaos.
And just hire in more Marauders to fill.
Minions.
Like, obviously the Spear Marauders help us address a real problem that we have. And then it's like, do I want to bring in? We definitely can only stop for one turn. So as much as I want to get some Fiends of Slaanesh in here, that's the thing that's going to have to wait a little while. Do I want to just pull in an extra unit of Marauders or replace the Lost Cavalry with stand and fight infantry? I think the answer is yes. Maybe we'll get like a set of anti-infantry Marauders. Yeah.
I require further thralls.
So most of our troops will be pretty healthy.
Once I was
The Allurus will be at about half.
shame.
Yeah, our cavalry is going to be pretty demolished still, but, you know, we'll have good flanking charges and everything. And then, like, we almost certainly just have to go. I do not think we are going to be allowed another turn. Looks like we're just outside of their attack range, which is really good news. It's close, though. We are doing basically nothing else with this turn. Last of Change doesn't need to do anything right here, right this moment. We could try to nuke this person just for the XP, and we're pretty likely to pull it off. Okay, critical success, pretty high value. And that was without the last level of Assassinate even. Cran should definitely come down here and help where the actual fighting is. The thing is, I don't see any armies right now. The thing Cran would be most useful for is definitely actually killing units out of Ice Court defensive forces. You know what? Actually, I changed my mind. Go back this way. Go back this way. I'm going to send Cran toward their actual capital, which is over here somewhere, I think. I don't remember where the city of Kislev is. I think it's... There's a... On the map, there's a mountain range. I think Kislev's close to the mountains. It might be like here. Because that's where they'll be training up their best and most powerful armies. Because that's where they'll have all of their good recruitment stuff. So I think that's where we gotta go. The Bay of Blades probably ought to have a garrison building. Right, yeah, without it, we're not a full army. I want to build a money-making structure really badly, but this is probably right. Okay. Let's see how our foes in the Chaos Realm behave. Because if Greasus and Katerin don't put positional pressure on us, we could potentially buy another turn of replenishment time. I wouldn't feel comfortable going for any more than that under any circumstance, frankly. But I would, if we could get one more turn, I would like one more turn. No, it looks to me like we're gonna have to go. Yeah, all right, is what it is. I wonder if we should have gone after the southern Nurgle army. Because she would have been slowed down by that just as much as us. She would have had to go around the longer way. And we could have, well, I guess Greasus Goldtooth, though, would have been able to catch us. We would have been further south. Yeah, in the end, this is probably the only way we really could have done this. Fingers crossed that quest battle isn't any harder than the normal battle that we were put up against.
Come, tell an immortal of your...
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. For military access? I don't mind. All demons are allowed to go through my territory. Obviously, you have to pay the toll. But everybody's allowed to go south. I am an open gateway to the south. I will say I'm really, really pleased that the Norskins took Dietershafen and have held it for such a long time, because I think it actually has relieved a lot of pressure on us. And while it's a bummer that the Bjornlings are basically having to spend all of their attention just defending that over and over again, I think that we would be like constantly under attack from the south if Nordland still had that. We'd be facing a Nordland army every 5 turns. Qianlong, after getting totally embarrassed, not even by my troops, just by Winter and a single demon, is like desperately looking for a friendly port down south. Things down here have to be better than they are up there. They just have to be. All right, demons uncover a network of caverns nearby. So this doesn't do anything anymore, right? We literally can't gain glory of any type other than undivided, so we may as well take the fractured clasp. It's not even a bad item. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. This guy was trying to set up an ambush. Okay, well, I don't really feel like it would be worth our hero's time to attack these tiny armies anyway. So, I mean, obviously, let's
Fallen champion.
step to this. I don't think there's any changes. We had a quick look at this stuff. Right now, my wings are the source of my barrier. I still don't actually know what spell mastery does. I probably could have looked that up by now. So 5% ward save and the barrier, which it generally does. It refills a couple of times per battle. It's a fair amount of extra HP. But maybe we would be better off with something that gives us a speed boost or purge the weak, or maybe even both. Like, honestly, maybe battle-worn wings are the way to go. So these are part of a set that is fine. This is part of the set that we're going to be equipping eventually anyway. Maybe we just swap to them now? Charge bonus plus 10%, armor plus 10. No, I'm going to maintain the ward save for the moment. 10 armor might be better than the ward save against like any kind of physical damage. You know what? Yeah, I am gonna make the move. Ooh, also those are visually very impressive. So right now we have a ton of melee attack coming in from our arms, and I still don't want to lose that. We have these heavy armored gauntlets, which we don't have the whole set equipped for. Yeah, okay. So we're not actually benefiting from that. It's just 5 attack and this passive ability, which is not nothing. Just over time in battle, just gets to have constantly climbing combat stats, as opposed to like getting mortal blow back, which is fine. Yeah, I don't think we want to make that change. The dog is going wild about something out there. Apologies if that's coming through on the mic. So big bonus versus large. I wonder, do we want to swap to a bonus versus large weapon? Because it could actually be really good. What are we getting in total from our weapons right now? Plus 10% damage, plus 25%, or plus 10% armor piercing, plus 25% non-armor piercing. This is giving us a glory gain. It is giving plus 4 melee attack to the whole army. And we still do have the whole set equipped. Plus 4 melee attack to the whole army is actually quite significant. We don't even have a good shield. So if we were going to replace, we would want to replace with a two-hander. But I am wondering, like a jagged halberd, big boost in our armor piercing damage output, plus 15 bonus versus large. It's gonna make us really good at bringing down monsters. It's gonna make us really good at bringing down enemy lords who are mounted, which is going to be most of the really dangerous ones. And the question is just, do we want to increase Iglixis's personal point damage at the cost of 4 melee attack on every other body in the entire army? I think the answer for the moment is still no. Not until we can make that set bonus happen.
First keystone.
All right, we're definitely out of time. Let's make this happen. Okay, it'll let me auto-resolve for a victory. Oh, interesting. It's going to be a fancy battle. We're going to get, oh gosh. We're going to get all kinds of cool units. So we're definitely going to do this one manually just because I want to see it happen. The Gardener, Demon Prince of Nurgle. So, a lot of Plague Bearers, notice, not Exalted. These are the ones without the scary Plague Grenades. We have a Beast of Nurgle. We have a Great Unclean One. This is a thing we haven't actually had to fight yet. It's scary, but it's not so scary. And then these are Forsaken of Nurgle, which have frenzy and poison and none melee defense, very vulnerable to charging and stuff. And then they have their own massive Iglixis style demon. 37 melee attack, 40 melee defense. I mean, he's got hold on, how much bonus versus infantry is that? 20? My dude, I don't know that that's gonna help you. He does have 20,000 HP. That counts for a lot. And his base weapon strength is super high in comparison to ours. We are going to hit him with every single strike, and that is not going to be true in the opposite direction. But he has he has 3 times our max HP. Alright. Is what it is. Listen, the game thinks we can win this, and the game never thinks we can win. So I have high hopes. I also think this is going to be really cool. The path to the Plague Lord's mansion is clear. The Gardener, Nurgle's favored demon prince, lurks there. That is who you must slay, but he will be protected by swarms of demonic minions. Okay, so it's a multi-stage, yeah. I'm surprised they let you auto-resolve this. This is exactly the kind of battle that they usually make manual because they want you to see the thing that they worked really hard on, which I 100% get. And we're going to get some cool demon reinforcements at some point here. So I saw a Bloodthirster in the reinforcement army. I saw some...
The mansion of the Plague Lord. The crooked manor of Nurgle. None would survive crossing its threshold, but the Gardener will come as soon as we trespass upon its outer defenses. Capture the Canker tree in the Garden of Blight. This will give you a foothold and grant us supplies to reinforce for the struggle ahead.
Okay, interesting.
There are 2 other trees you will need to claim, and so dominate the battle. Nurgle is amused you have made it this far. Slay his servants, and ensure he will not mock you again.
This seems really cool. So what I was going to say is, okay. What I was going to say is, I saw that there was like a very significant demon of Khorne and some very significant demons of Slaanesh in that reinforcement army. So I wonder if the idea is that whenever you're going after one of the demon princes, the forces of the other 3 chaos gods appear to help you out. Because they all want to bring each other low.
Of the dark gods.
It doesn't look like this is too great of a force. Their Beast of Nurgle is here, but aside from that, it looks pretty soft. We might want to keep the ranged units back on this one, actually, because we do not get a lot of ammunition in total. A battle like this, a super long battle like this may end up being a place where I really wish I had a shield of constantly regenerating HP. We'll see. I'm gonna rely pretty heavily on Iglixis and the melee troops for this part. Well, you know, we can get some side flanks. We can absolutely do that. Or we can get probably a back hit here. And I'm going to keep the Bloodletters, the ranged, and the Allurus in the back for the moment. So we're going to want to be cautious about how we do this. So, you know what? Yeah, just kind of get up here. They don't have any ranged units, so the flyers can just get as close as they want immediately. I'm going to have the Chaos Warriors actually lead this approach, and then the rest of the melee will follow afterward, because they'll be able to run along behind the Chaos Warriors.
Fueling victims for the slaughter.
Plus, if it turns out that this is, that there are like stealthy units or something, if it turns out this is not the whole force, but the problem is that we just can't see everything yet, getting our flying units over here will resolve that immediately.
Immortal foot.
Looks legitimate, actually.
Souls for Slaanesh! Driven by pain!
They're not responding to Iglix's presence at all. Not trying to reshape or anything. Yeah, let the other Chaos Warriors take the initial charge here. This seems like a good time to bring in the first unit of Furies. I don't want the Nurgle. I don't want the drones fighting anything that's not already engaged. But we can have the Chaos Furies grab one thing, and then have the drones descend on that. Or the drones can just go here. Okay. This is cavalry approach time. So I have my Lord going after their beast, and I think that's the sensible move. I might want to do I want to change this? Do I want to maybe attack? I wasn't planning on them coming out so far. Moving all the way around here to flank was a lot more sensible when I thought the battle would be happening like there. They really came after us. So maybe I want to run, at the very least, the spear units just back through here, because that beast does need to go down. Iglixis, you're doing a very sort of roundabout approach here, which is causing a lot of problems. Could you maybe speed this up? It's wild how immediately these Chaos Furies have decided to give up.
Endless craving.
In there.
Seek against Slaanesh's embrace.
Torture sweet kiss. Endless craving, driven by pain.
Annihilate them.
Okay,
Bringers
we're breaking stuff.
degradation. We go.
Demon Prince.
So you're almost dead. I think we're gonna let this charge a little bit.
Tally land of Nurgle. Northern barbarians. Chaos warriors of Corn. Horned rot bags.
I don't really want to have the cavalry attack while these things are all right here. Okay, I think we can probably just let the cav rest. Iglixis, my dude, you have to be participating.
Eternal hunters. For Lord Slaughter.
You stay there. You stay on them. Okay. Iglixis has taken no meaningful damage so far. And we are receiving supplies. I'm very curious what the supplies are actually going to be for.
Glorious annihilation. Children of Nurgle.
Okay, I think you can probably back it up.
Supreme demon.
These plague bearers are disintegrating. It is probably time to move the rest of the troops into the box.
Deliver unto
I'm
Slayer.
sure we're going to want to be up here for the next phase.
Onward then.
For honor! Chaos warriors. Bringing ruin.
Okay. Everybody into the box. That's interesting. So it's going to create a debuff on enemies that will not affect them if they are in forest, if they get near enough the trees here. Very strange.
Another clutch of wasted lives.
Oh. So do we... Okay, we're paying reinforcements for... Oh, okay. This is how we use the supplies. I see, I see. All right. So... What do we want to pull? I kind of think... Actually, a bunch of pink horrors... The pink horrors are the ones with the actual good attack range. Might be valuable. How do I... I can also like build barricades, which I don't really see the value in. We can pick up towers. So is the idea that like our enemies are going to be coming down the hill at us, maybe? Or they must be coming from behind, because otherwise the positions of these barricades don't really... So... Alright. Select this reinforcement point. Select this point to have reinforcement units enter the battlefield at this location. I would love to have that happen. I guess I have to unpause to make it... Yeah, it seems like I've paid for them. And let's also build a tower. I don't want to spend too huge because I don't know what we're talking about here, but let's build a tower. Okay, we have the reinforcement units coming in. They just don't correctly represent that while you're paused, which is like kind of annoying. You know what? In this position, I will also build a piercing tower. So, I mean, it says time until wave. I'm assuming that we're talking about a thing we're going to have to actually defend against.
Bring in ruin.
Marauders of Slurley!
So we'll just put all the defensive units and the ranged units where they probably should be. Okay, we're being approached from the sides. I see, I see. What do we actually see here? Okay, just normal plague bearers for the moment. I mean,
Army of the Dark Gods.
oh no, it is kind of all sides at the same time, isn't it? Okay. Well, then I'm glad I built those towers. And I think we built the right kinds of towers as well. So yeah, the barricades do make sense. Do make a little bit more sense then. It doesn't seem like we're going to need explosive towers. It seems like we just need raw damage pouring out. Which makes me feel like the piercing towers are the way to go. So we have just a normal unit of plague. Yeah, it seems like most of the approaching forces are pretty small and weak. This is the one we really have to care about right now. So I'm going to stick with the plan of moving all of the ranged over here. Let's get the Allurus
I seek.
into the center of town here.
Endless craving.
And we can still build barricades, right? Like we will have time. And we have supply income now. Okay, we got some plague toads. It looks to me like they think they're coming around this side. I think they're probably going to beat that barricade build, actually. But we have towers in place at least. Yeah, and they're taking meaningful damage. Oh, maybe they're moving around to unite with the other forces. Yeah, maybe that's the thing. They just want to gather up. Well, this is happening exactly the way we would want it to. Let's go ahead and construct a proper barricade here. I wanna force them through like a narrower choke if they want to approach from this side. It is a lot of enemies in total. The towers were definitely a good call. So I think we need to move our defensive marauders. They are not in the right spot.
Hands of suffering, guided by hunger.
Let's pull back these bloodletters. Okay, so I think it's probably about time we do some of this. I left the marauders in the wrong position for kind of too long, probably. Let's put a cheap barricade over here, because mostly what I'm trying to do is just like steer them inward in like the longest, slowest possible way, right? Good barricades close to the troops. This is cool though. Like I'm really digging this multi-stage attack and defend thing that they've got going on. Now let's put a Glixus up against another one of you. Let's try to hold some enemies in place here.
Marauders of Slanesh! Lacerate them!
So go ahead and maraud.
I will conquer! Unbridled chaos!
Okay.
Sensuous diversions. I can't stop.
So they're getting a lot of bodies through. I just didn't have the spears in place, right? So we're getting a lot of bodies through and hitting the ranged quite a lot more than I would like. We get a very nice one of these off. We have 3 units of Plague Bearers completely overlaid on top of each other. And it starts to look like around here where they've all decided they want to approach, it is becoming more and more sensible to go for a big expensive tower upgrade, because we're going to be shooting at a lot of massed up infantry. I would like to keep a lot of our units effectively out of this battle if possible, and it does look like we'll be able to sort of like soft roll it like that. I don't want the Alluris actually involved in combat at all. These units, we probably do want the here, we'll have them run to here first so that they go over the barricade, because I think, yeah, we'll block the path of attackers, but defending infantry can climb over. So yeah, we'll run up there with the bloodletters who aren't actually part of the army, and let them. Ugh. A lot of our actual ranged units are getting beat up pretty bad though. Hope these bloodletters get kind of a flank going. Glixus can stand up here and be a problem for everyone. Ooh. Bolt of Change is interesting. Oh, that's right. It's not actually an area spell, though. This might be a good time for Slicing Shards. Slicing Shards is usually... It happens over such a large area that it's hard to, like, use it well without hitting a lot of your own troops. But I think we have a situation here where it's actually pretty sensible. Alright, let's keep the Chaos Warriors at the front line, and I guess we're just going to save up for the Tier 3. See what our big demon ability is. God, there's so few actual projectiles in that as well. It's wild. All right, what did we get? We got Storm of... Ooh, Storm of Fire sounds fun. That is a large strike area. So these are my normal Marauders. I mean, do I want to bring them around and push? I kind of don't. I kind of don't want to bother, honestly. So these towers are doing a pretty good job picking people off. Nobody's actually trying to approach through the maze of barricades that we set up on this side, which is a shame. What would be the other tower that would be really good to build up was... Didn't we have another tower on this side? It's a little hard to read this battle map. There's kind of a lot going on. And there's this tower out here. I probably don't want to bother upgrading this one. Yeah, never mind. It's fine. We can probably carry supplies over from stage to stage as well. So it might be best at this point to just bank. Yeah, I am going to have them push now. And I love that Iglixis, because of how we've statted Iglixis, is able to just stay in melee with relatively advanced enemy units and take barely any damage. Okay, the Firestorm is a little bit more what I've always wanted from a Shattering Shards kind of spell. Okay, there we go. We get our exploding projectiles on. Fall back. Try not to be the first. Actually, yeah, can you just climb back over the barricade? I don't want you fighting that beast of Slaanesh straight up if we don't have to. I think we're going to save this for in a second when the beast actually approaches. Can I cast this at that range? Okay, yeah, we can slow this thing down. Try to give our troops time to make it over the barricade. And this front is resolving really slowly, even with all of the ranged being able to... Well, not all of the ranged are able to hit. We're winning, but we're winning too slowly. So I'm going to give them a little bit of an assist from the plague drones. And you know what? We can do another charge of these as well. Okay. Let's resolve that. So one of the units made it over. Go, 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 go.
Demon Prince! Dark gift unleashed! Eliminate
Okay,
them!
they made it. So yeah, this we probably don't need to help with. The summoned Chaos Furies should get over here. They're going to degrade over time anyway, so let's go ahead and use them. Okay. We're wearing them down. Relentless Rage is really not what I was hoping for.
Carnage unbound!
Almost killed that beast. I think we should pull Iglixis back. He's taking kind of a lot of damage.
Bring us soul!
Chaos Warriors!
I want to let the Chaos Warriors rest, but
Army of the Dark!
there's a lot of work to be done here.
Marauders of Slaanesh!
Bringing ruin!
Trying to keep my troops as fresh as possible because we have a real marathon ahead of us.
Alores.
I guess a thing that's worth doing probably is using these demon abilities when they're not the thing we want so that we can try to roll into the things that we want.
Demon Prince moving! Sent by chaos!
For the moment, we can just let the ranged troops continue to do some damage. Some of them are out of ammo already, which is a real bummer, but
Utilize them!
you can drop down and like fight some terrible units. Because in order to roll new demon abilities, we do have to deal damage with our lord, right?
Power of an immortal! Followers of chaos! The Demon Prince!
Paramore of Slanish.
Okay.
Demon Prince!
I think this is about over. What I'm really hoping is that we will roll that Nurgle healing ability. That kind of thing would be really useful.
Marauders!
Help them. Let's pull it back. Let's pull it back.
The Demon Prince! On immortal foot!
Hoping he will start flying again. Here we go. And then we can get a good back charge on something from the air.
Glorious
This
annihilation!
is not really a back charge, but whatever. It'll work. They're panicking. They're not going to fight back. That's what's important. So the ability that we're trying to reroll into is a second tier. And yeah, we're going to go into this second area with huge supplies. So we're going to be able to buy very powerful towers right away, which is probably going to help things a lot. So up here, again, it's mostly normal plague bearers. And I mean, technically we have to cap the thing here, but if they're willing to come over, are they taking up defensive positions, or are they actually, I think they're just running at us. We can certainly work with that.
On the hunt!
Oops, I right-clicked instead of left-clicking and brought up the Civilopedia. Alright, ranged units. A lot of these blue horrors are going to become irrelevant very quickly. Let's have a lot of people fall back. We can let the towers do a ton of the work here. Because it looks like they are going to fully approach us.
The whole surges!
Yes, like this tower... Yeah, this tower's already in firing range. This would be a good opportunity for Iglixis to farm a little bit of engagement.
Raise it!
Gross.
On immortal foot, spreading ruin, bringing doom, trail down, die. Your father asks.
Okay, I think we're gonna get this handled pretty quickly here. It's really nice of them to approach. If they were smart enough to stand and play defense on their point, this could be a lot more painful for us.
Not kill. Sense.
Spears! Marauders of Slanish!
Place of conquest.
We took a little bit more damage on that than I was hoping we would. Yeah, it's going to be really important for us to summon in fresh ranged units periodically, because otherwise we are going to just hard run out of ammunition in this army.
Seeking conquest.
I dig it though. Like, I'm way into the fact that this is like a serious attrition battle and you have to manage your resources over a longer period of time and stuff. You don't see stuff like this in Warhammer all that often. we go. I think that's the moment of commitment from them. Plate drones, swap over to those ones. Okay. You know, one thing you can't say about these Marauders is that they don't love their job.
Demon Prince!
Pain and despair.
The Nurgle reward? Hell yes. Okay. So where are we dropping the heal? It's going to spread to up to 5 units. So we want to create a sort of a ball of 5 units who most need the healing. And we should probably let the battle... You know what? Actually, I probably just want to drop it on the Chaos Warriors here. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just going to do it now. Because, like, the units that we need healed are the ones that we keep using to break charges. And then Iglixis is over here. Iglixis is, I think, getting some love. Can we see who has the effect on them? No, the answer is not really.
Eliminate them!
For honor! The pact requires it. Bring us souls! For honor to planet!
Alright, try your best. Try your best to survive. Just maintain your XP.
We succumb to
Demon Prince!
Okay. I mean, the good news is, obviously, if this army ends up completely shredded by this experience, then we get to build a new army with all of our better recruitment buildings and stuff.
Chaos Warriors!
Alright, friends. The time has come. Actually, this way, right? The stuff is going to come from behind us, almost certainly.
eternal hunters.
We've managed to keep the bloodletters pretty fresh. We still have some ammunition, a little bit.
Seekers of Slanesh! Sensuous diversion.
Everybody get up here.
This world is mine!
Yeah, we don't.
I will
I was going to try to farm some more damage, but it's fine.
sent by chaos!
We can probably speed this part up a little bit. I wonder if this stuff will be of value anymore now that we've moved up. Okay, time until wave 45. So we've unlocked a new cache of units. Oh, interesting. So these units are not limited supply. Okay, Exalted Pink Horrors. Decent melee combatant. You know what? Actually, kind of. I like this very forward tower. I think we're going to go big explosive towers in every tower location because I think we can get away with it. And then we'll probably build some barricades. The good news is barricades go up really pretty quickly. Yeah, let's... I guess we'll just barricade a lot. I am fully fine spending all of our supplies here because we're certainly going to earn a lot more supplies. A question that I don't have a good answer to is whether there is anything in this battle keeping us from just like hanging out in a location to farm supplies, because they just come in over time, right? How do I... Yeah, okay. Any reinforcements that are coming in, that I call in, I want them to come in up here. I don't really know what I want, even. I mean, I probably want some of these. Oh, no, okay, it's not that there's no limit. It's that the limit is 1, and they don't feel the need to display that. Because, as we all know, 1 is not a number. Obviously. Alright, so the bad guys are coming in. But whence? Okay, they're coming in up here. That's kind of what I figured. If they were coming in from below, the weight of our accumulated defenses would probably get a little tough for them to deal with pretty quickly. So I think I built the best stuff I could build in every location. There's certainly like a strategy where you build something other than barriers, but like I think I just want the enemies to have to spend as much time running through these very powerful cannon towers as possible. And they're mostly plague bringers, so they won't even have the ability to like fight back and destroy the towers. Okay, he should probably not be up there. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but like get down here where we can help you. I do think I probably want to bring in... Let's bring in some of our own Exalted Plague Bearers to serve as like the frontline defenses over here. They are having out my barriers in some location. We got some plague toads. So let's
To the next victory!
try to set up some kind of defense along this side. Some kind of spear-based defense.
Brutalize them! Flames rose! Behold my divinity!
Okay, let's burn down their plague drones as quickly as we can here.
The maiden of
Shouldn't take too long. Plague drones are not actually very good fighters.
good, yes.
They're not good at getting attacked. They're good at doing attacks. I really don't want to have to press my poor battered Chaos Warriors into service again. But I don't know that there's really another option. Like, somebody's got to stand over here. So you are just kind of in the middle right now. You probably have to come over here and catch this, actually. But we can start using the bloodletters a little bit more. I have high hopes for the for these exalted plague bearers with a little bit of backup, obviously. Do I just want to do a lash to disrupt their approach? Maybe not. Could drop some... I'm going to summon up the next unit of Chaos Furies, but we're going to use them for flanking. And I think the units of Pink Horrors that still have ammunition should try to form up like that. Alright, Iglixis is telling me he doesn't think he has orders right now. We can fix that.
Spreading ruin! Demon Prince!
Wow, man, Iglixis shows up to a battle and the enemy troops just give up instantly. They're like, you know what? I did not consider this carefully enough.
The aesthetics are lethal.
Okay, big buffs for everybody. She doesn't have to actually be in melee to be incredibly powerful in melee.
At once!
Okay, so we got some more. God, the plague frogs just went right through those first couple of spear units, huh? These things are tough. Or at least they are currently going right through those first couple of spear units. Yeah, that barricade did not hold up very long. It's so much incoming. It's so much incoming. Whew. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Like, just looking at the incoming numbers, and I know we have all these really great defenses and everything, but what is the buff we're getting from this one? Okay. And then the final one, the Stinging Tree, only works on units that are in the forest areas, but it does do constant damage at least. That's something. I think they've grouped up enough that it becomes sensible to lay down a lash here. And I'm probably going to have to actually use her to do a charge. Like, that is probably a thing that is really happening. Because I think we are running out of ability to play it safe with our units. So you two get ready to push in on this side. You two are already in on this side, which is not exactly how I wanted things to be, but it is how things are. All right, we're gonna do some charges over here. It's gonna be okay. Plague drones are probably gonna have to help out. Or you know what? I probably want the plague drones to help out over here because we can probably just collapse this side. We already dealt with the monsters over here, and now it's just normal troops. Oh, and they do still have stuff coming up from the bottom of the map, but I mean, the defenses down there are going to be a nightmare to get through.
Alores.
Forerunner! Driven by pain!
Oh shoot! Right, there's still stuff coming from this side. I was planning to use this as a flanking position, but instead I have gotten us flanked. All right, well, try to run out of the flank into this other flank while the flying units wheel around to... Oh boy, probably not, actually. Here, these flying units can, like, do this. Iglixis probably needs to respond to the monster problem, though. And you know what? Honestly, I am more and more feeling like I should have switched to the polearm. Ugh, the plague toads are really getting in there. These are just normal rot flies. They probably are better than a unit of blue horrors in melee. Probably. We have some bloodletters over here that are already... Yeah. Okay, we have to engage you this way. The spears have to engage this way. I don't really have a lot of people who are actually capable of fighting. You can do it, I guess. You can turn around and help with that, because most of us need to be fighting these damn frogs. I did not count on them having a lot of flyers, which is silly, because I know they do, because all of my flyers are Nurgle aligned. Yeah, we are absolutely going to need some real chariot strikes here.
Unto pleasure.
And it looks like they're content with letting me have them. Okay, we have the big volleys from the pink horrors coming in. A lot of their units are getting very close to just falling apart. And once we have pierced this side, as you know, as is common for me, I'm gonna just wheel all these units over to the other side simultaneously. But we have to actually survive this first. Probably a good time for Chaos Furies. We've almost got our second, tier boon available here, and hopefully we'll get the, heal again.
The Eternal Hunters!
really hard to give them attack orders because they keep standing in front of the cursor. Okay, so they're all in. This side is pretty much resolved. We can go ahead and tell Iglixis to get over here. And the good news is the spears have pretty much killed all of the real monster type units. The bad news is they did that by dying. So we are definitely shorter on good spear troops than we used to be. The enemies are gathering up pretty tightly, though. We're getting a lot of good... Wait, are they still a lot? Get over there and handle that.
I will conquer!
You come help with this as well. Those things are not allowed to still be alive.
Sensuous diversions. Moving. Suffer. Sorceress lash.
I do wonder about how much friendly fire damage we've taken in total from the towers, in case you were curious about that. But I don't know that we really, like... I think the other option of not using the explosive towers probably damages us more in the long run. Okay. So... New set of enemies. Ooh, my army's feeling a little pressed. And when I say this, I want you to understand that I do not mean
Spreading
that they feel overused or they feel stressed out. I mean like juiced. I mean like they've been pressed in a juicer. So let me gather up all the really damaged people, all the people who I think are basically not useful anymore, into one little ball here. We're going to command group them and kind of pull them out of the force. So here comes the Great Unclean One. Trying to cover his face with his arm. I'm sure that'll help. You know what? We should wait until he gets closer, because I want to be able to take advantage of the sundered armor. Alright, let's grab these units and pull them back here. Not you. You are not part of the group. We need somebody to stand and potentially receive a charge from a Great Unclean One, and I hate to tell you this, Spear Marauders, but I do believe that's your deal. Somehow, despite the fact that they've taken a ton of damage, none of the Plague Drone Riders are actually dead. Like they've done a good enough job holding out here.
Here we go!
I mean, the Great Unclean One's already half dead. I'm actually gonna hold on. I'm gonna pull the spears back. I'm gonna throw the Exalted Plague Bringers at this thing, because they're not real units. We don't need them alive after the battle ends. So here we go. Iglixis can do monster battles with it. Maybe step further back than that. It is completely disregarding Iglixis, which is not, I think, a viable long-term strategy.
Evisceration!
That said, he does have problems with, like... Okay. He does have problems with focus. So, you know, maybe just ignoring him until he loses track of what he was doing is, in fact, the real play.
Of Nurgle! Bringing pox!
Okay, yeah, do that. Bring some pox. My hope is that we will basically not have to do anything to defeat the rest of these incoming units.
The Demon Prince!
I mean, at this point, I guess we're saving up for the third Reign of Chaos reward.
Repulsive and alluring. The debauched ones!
I'm gonna pull her back to the sad units area as well. You are not real units, so you are on the front lines.
Seeking conquest.
Okay, apparently my units will not attempt to block anything at all. I gotta like, I have to be all the way in. You'd think they could be like a little smarter than that, right? It's fine. It gives me a chance to earn some more bar here. It's going to be hard to tell how much damage it's actually doing. The rot, glorious rot. But, I don't know. It seems pretty good. They're ticking down pretty quickly over here.
Repositioning. Demon Prince moving. Power of an immortal. Behold my divinity.
Alright, let's drop in here and do some work. I do not think these things have any reasonable chance of damaging him. So we can just kind of let him go to town in there. So my assumption here is that we're gonna take this third thing. We're gonna have to hold against one more wave of enemy reinforcements, and then the gardener and the gardener's actual forces are going to come out, and we're gonna get that reinforcement army to use as like kind of sort of our real army for that battle. Because otherwise, like, we're completely drained here. Otherwise, we're totally doomed. It could be the case that those the reinforcing group that we saw on the page there was just the stuff that is in the summon reinforcements pool. Oh, hey, there's actual replenishments down here. Did it notify me of these? I don't think it did. Well, we can certainly do some healing. There's boxes all over the screen. That's my bad. I mean, we know who needs the replenishment. Can I issue them that way? Do I need to, like... hold on. How do I do this? So I had them targeted and I pressed the button. Okay, and it's working. I mean, it's doing the job pretty quickly. But, like, can we just sit here and let supplies accumulate? Because it kind of seems like we can. And I think we do want to spend a bunch of supplies on replenishments in the meantime. Okay, the supplies have stopped accumulating. That makes sense. Yeah, I think we do want to take a second here and heal up. Like, at the very least, my big concern is the spear units. Do we have ammunition replenishment? Okay, we do. Greatly replenishes ammunition. Okay, we don't have to wait for one replenishment effect to end before firing on another one. Oh, that's interesting. So we can do a real withdraw on the units in the scared pool. Although I think at least some of them are getting brought back. Yeah, we're just gonna take a second here and buff up a bit. I'm gonna spend a lot of supplies on this, and maybe I will wish that I had more towers for this next part. We'll see. I do kind of want to take the next point and see about how much supply stuff we really need. I guess let's do it. So I am just gonna bring all of the units, even the ones in the damaged pool, forward. Oh hey, you're dying rapidly because of your morale. could make you unbreakable temporarily. I think the healing is going to fix it, though. Yeah, they're moving up to steady. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so everybody just get the hell up here. I'm really not worried about any units coming in from below us at this point. There's basically no way for them to survive an approach. And I'm just going to keep firing heals. So we can buy some long-term upgrades for our units as well. At this point, I suspect it's probably not really worth it. Am I allowed to do this on characters? It looks like the answer is yes. That probably is a very powerful thing to do.
Torture sweet kiss.
I don't care so much about the things that are not actually in my army, because these other troops, like, we're going to want to keep around so we can maintain their XP levels. And you can see most of our troops have like a little line in their health bars. A unit can only be healed so much over the course of a battle, and that represents the highest possible level of replenishment that they can receive. So we're just gonna, yeah, just give our melee back some of their health while we cap this point. Probably a good idea for her to have a bunch of HP as well. Okay. So once we've capped this point, I guess we will see how weird things are going to get from here. I spent about 4,000 supplies there just healing.
Agonizing death.
Alright, so we have been given... I mean, I'm going to do it. We have been given a bunch of supplies and a couple more locations here, and obviously I'm going to tower the hell out of these locations. It's weird. You don't click on where the symbol is. You click on the space where the tower would be, which is, to me at least, a little unintuitive. So, you know, if we had spent much on replenishing our units before, we would not probably have had enough resources to actually build all the defenses we built last time, because we got pretty close to just running out entirely, didn't we? And I think building all those defensive structures was probably the right thing to do. It was at least in the neighborhood of the right thing to do.
Ascended champion of chaos.
Yeah, you're getting ascended back to full health there, friend.
Slaves to darkness.
Okay, a lot of my units are as healthy as they will be able to get here. I am going to go ahead and restock ammo on the pink horrors. I think that's worth the thing. The blue horrors we may just allow to be out of the battle. Yeah, this dude seems like a problem. His crappy troops, not so much, but he himself seems like a real issue. All right, so this is it. This is the final. And yeah, the reinforcement thing was just showing us the things that we can hire. Well, get me a fucking bloodthirster, right? Like, I don't know. Actually, there's a lot of like compelling monster type units here. So what, you have 60 attack, 50 defense. You have your own spells, which is interesting. But you are just, like, you're almost another Iglixis. Yeah, give me a Bloodthirster. We'll summon in the rest of the super heavies as this goes on. So it turns out we're not defending against a push from below. Y'all pink horrors need to actually back up to here. The rules keep changing on me, you know? Second line of melee defense. The plague bearers definitely need to be up here. You need to be positioned for this. All of the blue horrors need to just back it up here. Maybe it would be worth it to re-ammo the blue horrors just to pour damage on faster onto this demon prince. I'm not sure. Not sure what I think. I do think I don't want Aglixis to engage directly. I think I want Aglixis to wait until it lands and then hit it in the backside. Yeah. So our melee troops are not going to be happy about that, but...
Power of an immortal!
Alright, Bloodthirster, go get your Bloodthirst on.
The pangs of suffering! Famine!
Alright, big demon brawl.
The Skull Takers to
You gonna land? Buddy, I need you to get down there and get to work.
brutalize them!
Okay, surround the demon prince with huge bodies. Also. We are gonna need some people actually killing the enemy infantry. Not like a lot, but, you know, it does need to happen. And they're bringing in, yeah, stuff is coming from the outsides just the same as it has in the past. I don't think we should really pay them any attention at all. I think this is like all hands on deck. That said, don't pay them any attention at all probably still means we need to have some bodies. Ugh, we have flyers, yeah. Alright, the Bloodletters can kill the Plague Drones really, really quickly. And this is probably a good time to nuke the hell out of their lord's melee defense. So he's in full rampage mode. I'm gonna drive her over here. We're gonna give the Locus of Grace to our units if we can here.
Extravagant despair.
Yeah, Aglixis and the Bloodthirst are having a hard time even focusing because he's just, like, he's surrounded by so many bodies. But they are my best armor-piercing damage dealers. Okay, the Plague Drones did the maximally cowardly thing, which I guess I shouldn't be totally surprised by. But, now that they're engaged, my own Plague Drones can try to pick them up. Yeah, all of their melee's up here, so, like... We probably want to make sure that the pink horrors back up a little bit, right? They're close enough that they're getting splashed. We also want, particularly, the anti-infantry infantry. Yeah, okay. Most of them are in pretty sensible spots. This unit right here, this is a unit of Chaos Warriors? Yeah, this unit of Chaos Warriors right here is, they got caught in the charge, and they should probably just get out of there. It's just like have them run away as fast as possible. And hopefully this will reduce the amount of crowding around their lord and thus let us focus a little bit better. We are going to have our Bloodthirster report to, like, the actual battle area pretty soon. I think I'm going to keep Aglixis on target. Aglixis should be doing, like, pretty great damage. Plague Drones. Okay, their Plague Drones are giving up. I'm going to pull mine out. Oh, here comes another unit. You know what? Fine. Let's do this and have the Bloodthirster
I search for
help.
the Demon Prince.
Okay, I need you lot to get out of there. I need a lot of you to, like, just not be directly in the way of the Demon Prince. We can let the tower handle a lot of these approaches. Gosh, that's a lot of plague drones. Like, who all is around you? So the Exalted Pink Horrors did not manage to get away when I gave them the order to do so earlier. These Pink Horrors also didn't. Like, a lot of our units just get really stuck. And I appreciate that the spear units are, like, all in on kill the Demon Lord. It's probably a good idea to have at least one of them stick to that plan. But the others probably have to report to some of this noise. You know what? Blue Horrors, just get out of there. Just leave. There's no good reason for you to be here. You're not providing anything, but I do want you to be alive because you have a lot of XP. Yeah. All right. Also, I am assuming here, but it is my assumption that when we finish their Demon Prince, probably the rest of the battle's gonna get pretty easy. I'm assuming that the enemy forces will either give up or suffer a huge morale penalty or something. Not allowed to teleport withdraw these ones.
A flurry of talons on linus lane, surging on.
Okay, here come the frogs. Well, we got into some kind of position. Ooh, actually, Bolt of Change is probably not a bad pull against the Demon Lord. Where is... Yeah, you are probably actually going to be needed here. Probably hit these Pox Riders in the back in a useful way. And then, again, just nuke the shit out of this dude's melee defense all the time. Never let him have any melee defense. Yeah, I probably need you lot to report to the opposite side of the battle, because, gosh, it has gotten a little enemy dense all of a sudden. Your job is just to drop in the back here, and then we do have the resources for another big demon, which is what I was waiting for. Let's get a Keeper of Secrets in here. Alright, so his armor and his melee defense are both totally murdered for the moment. This is the moment to have at him. Bloodthirster can get in there and just do the Bloodthirst. I really wish this tree wasn't here. It's making it super hard to command my units.
Slaves to darkness! Most alone!
Your job is going to be to help us hold this side. And no, interestingly enough, my the theory that I advanced moments ago, you know, at this point several minutes ago probably, turns out not to be the case. We can, in fact, pull even Nurgle units in this battle against Nurgle using our supplies, which I am quite surprised by. I don't think that makes a ton of sense. I'm not complaining exactly. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. All right, you know what? Y'all just bail. Just bounce out of here. I'm really worried about you actually ending up dead. The Nurgle drones can help pick on these Pox Riders. It looks to me like this side is coming apart. Obviously, the Bloodthirster is having a big part in that. I do not feel good things for my poor blue horrors in the next couple of moments here. Y'all should try to run away. I would love to teleport you out if we could do that. All right, you're doing your thing. Does it make sense to hit this? You know what? It gives him back some vigor, which is something fighting while tired does reduce your stats. So he's winded. The gardener is also winded. And it does look like we're bringing his HP down faster than he's bringing ours down proportionally, which is a big deal. My ranged units love to lose their orders, so let's just make sure that everybody's still focused. I do note that it seems like I'm drawing a lot of arrows that were not there before, which suggests that they did, in fact, forget what they were supposed to be doing. And we're going to bring her over here because we want a Locus of Grace again.
The darkest of desires.
Alright, we're going to go charge somebody.
Infinite suffering. Sensuous diversion.
She might actually be more needed over here.
Their flesh is my canvas.
Walking God.
This seems to be completely stationary, which is not great. Not sure why that's happening. Alright, I mean, unsurprisingly, Keeper of Secrets is doing a great job. Really, really excellent violence over here. We have so many like doodads and stuff in the environment that the camera keeps getting caught on. There are units trying to come up the hill, but they have to go through the nightmare zone of all the towers. Do not envy them that. And it turns out we have enough stuff for another big scary monster. Let's get a Great Unclean One in here.
Northern barbarian.
We are going to need more monsters.
Mightiest fire. Pull them apart.
Iglixis is still winning, but he's not winning by as much as I would like. There we go. We can help a little bit with that. There's some pretty cool monster combat animations going on here, but it's very difficult to focus. Can I give Iglixis HP replenishment while he's fighting? Okay. Hey, Great Unclean One. Can you deal with these frogs right quick? I do believe we're about to win here. You know, I really do appreciate, like, they have done a great job of making it feel like we are really uniting the powers of all the different chaos gods. Like, we have all of the different spells, we have all the different units, and it's really cool to see, like, a Great Unclean One taking advantage of the debuff from Bolt of Change, and, like, this really works for me.
This will be exquisite.
Oh, that's my Allurus. Sorry.
Faster, quicker.
Get free and replenish. Just get out of there.
Moving.
This world is mine. Seeking conquest.
Okay, she's replenishing. It's coming along.
Highest destruction.
You know, I just saw sort of like her general spiky shape and assumed she was the Keeper of Secrets. Okay. Well, that got a little close. Not like close to us losing, but a little close to us losing some units at least. Alright, so we've slain a Demon Prince. No big deal. Got our own Demon Prince. Oof.
I go. I go for gold.
We're gonna go mess up some of these dudes. Oh, nope, they all disappeared. Never mind. We didn't have much time to watch the Bloodthirster work, and I do think that that's a real shame. So, Well, okay. We did it. Claim his soul before his body rots, then you must leave. For when you are this close to the god of decay, no immunity will last. I do think it's kind of funny that in the lead up to the battle, they were like, and if you tried to cross the threshold of the palace, you would die instantly. No immunity will protect you from that. But of course, if you get near the palace, the gardener will come out and say hi. Like, he won't make you go in there. Obviously, that would be unfair. So we did end up losing our really developed unit of normal marauders, and it's possible that this spear marauder unit won't survive. We did lose the bad cavalry. I mean, there's very little difference between these two units, but we lost the slightly worse cavalry. But aside from that, the damage ain't too bad. Remember, this is not a real unit. So, yeah, and these couple units of Chaos Warriors pulled 100 kills each, which is really something. Our Pink Horrors of Tzeentch only pulled 26 because they almost never fired, even after I gave them orders to do so many, many times. So yeah, on the whole, like, we hardly even took any lasting damage. And we were probably going to cut down on the number of, like, basic infantry units anyway. So the loss of a couple units of Marauders isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. We are definitely devoting this to to our undivided glory. It's actually going to cover a lot of the distance that we need.
For hungry.
The first soul harvested, when all four have been gathered, they will combine into a single light, revealing a shadow path to the Forge of Souls. Then Ursun will be within our reach. But what's this? The tome consumes the soul's energy, reaching across time, revealing secrets.
Does it now?
It was the Old Ones that shaped this world into a paradise. Yet the power they harnessed to move sun and rock could not be tamed. Raw magic erupted from the great cataclysm, flowing forth from a realm of chaos. So came the demons. They hunted the mortals, feeding on their souls. Yet one of their prey betrayed his kin and embraced the gods of chaos. They gifted him demonhood, and he became the first demon prince, Be'lakor. He clawed at the world, scarred it with his armies, reveling in the bloodshed. Those who seek power will always want more, and Be'lakor's lust was the greatest of all.
Gods of chaos, have I not fed you souls? Have I not given you the world?
Give me more power. Answer me! The four gods punished the demon prince for his arrogance. They took everything. His armies, his power, his form. Cursed to roam the world as a shadow amongst the shadows, powerless for eternity. Damn the gods!
Be'lakor has spent millennia planning his revenge on the Chaos Gods. What twisted scheme has his dark mind constructed?
Okay, hey look, we got a plague ship, Captain. Also, I am very much at the edge of the map because my cursor was at the edge of the screen during all that. We're around here somewhere. So hey, we did it. We got one of the 4 souls.
The Tome of Fates is sated. We have our first Demon Prince soul. There is little time to revel in the glory of what we have achieved, for we require 3 more souls if we are to illuminate the Bridge of Shadows and reach the Dark Master in his lair at the Forge of Souls.
It is wild how much that was like, the battle ends, and then we're going to show you a cinematic, and then we're going to show you a cinematic, and then here's this stationary voiceover image, and then here's another stationary voiceover image. Okay, so we have a fair amount of money. We also actually have some reasonable income, which is nice. Did I have any idea what I wanted to do with this building slot? Not really. We probably want to construct some kind of... I mean, we don't need the growth building. This thing is 0 value. I guess we... Gosh, this building slot has nothing of value that could be constructed in it. All right, how about down here?
There is an infestation.
The Forbidden Citadel. We need a little bit more money and 3 more turns of growth at the current growth rate. So this is probably what we're doing. We're just holding on until we get yeah, until we get that, which I'm fine with. That's an okay way to spend our money. We're also going to have some very expensive recruitment to do. So our Duchess gained 1 skill point? Really? That's all that was worth, huh? Okay, we've reappeared right where we entered.
Reborn triumph.
You get your last point, and it's going into... Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have gone and gotten Malignant Power. Like, we took Noxious Abilities. Now that the Reign of Chaos is that bar, the bar that fills up when Eglixis does damage, and I do like the Nurgle rewards a lot, but I don't know. We would have had to put a bunch of points into a box that I don't really think is very good. It's fine. I'm fine with this as our cap.
Great reaping.
Okay, so we're home, and we need to do some recruitment. We can't yet. Oh, you know, maybe I should be upgrading this building too, though, because like it would sure would be a good idea to have access to Keeper of Secrets, and we're really close to being able to hire those. Yeah, all right, let's do that.
Demon Prince.
So yeah, you need to do some replenishment and some recruitment, but we don't actually have the good recruitment buildings up yet.
Is coming.
I'm gonna move Falco.
Chaos.
We're gonna let Eglixis sit in the Doom Keep for a minute here and just replenish. I think we're gonna need it. We're gonna need to try to trade for Black Gulch still. We're gonna need to take the Tower of Crack still. But I'm feeling much more confident that this is a thing we can pull off. I'm gonna send a lass over to harass Hamathane Frost, who we know is still over here. And then we're gonna run 1 more cycle of enemy turns here, and then call it for the day. This episode got a little bit longer than I was expecting. I mean, I should have known. I knew that the battle was going to be a big one. I didn't quite know what we were in for. Each of those is potentially like a whole episode unto itself, is the thing that we have learned. So, lots of hostility in the Ice Court's territory, and not really that many soldiers of the Ice Court. Although, as we have seen on many other occasions, the auto-resolve will just give any Ice Court army a victory over any other army without taking any damage, it seems like. Which is a problem. We don't actually know where Katerin entered the Chaos Realm, so we don't know where she is right now. Yeah, I think the auto resolver this has often been the case with these games, like right when they come out. The auto resolver just like wildly overfavors certain kinds of forces. In Total War Warhammer 2, it was low tier Lizardman units were treated by the auto resolver as though they were invulnerable, basically. So unfortunately, it may be the case that we're going to see stuff like a 5-unit Ice Court army driving back two larger Slaneshi armies like that regularly, and we're going to have to do all the hard work ourselves. It's not really where I want to be, but if it's where we are, it's where we are. And we have a moment now where we could send Iglixis south and do some bodily harm. Oh, if you take the Tower of Crack from me before I can get it, I'm going to be very cross. I do not want to have to go to war with the Greylings over the rest of my province, but that's not the same thing as me not being willing to do it. The guy's name was Venom Spittle Slime Spume. Maybe trying just like a little bit too hard there, friend. Okay, a turn in the capital has removed the taint of Nurgle. So let's be honest, we've all seen what that guy looks like. Nobody would want his taint upon them. And I think this is where we're going to call it for today. That is going to be it for us for the moment. Thank you all so much for watching. We sure did earn that soul, huh? When you come back next time on Monday, hopefully we're going to be able to put it to some good use here. And we have a lot of corporeal scales to settle at this point. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.